Succeeding in product management requires more than having the right product expertise. While creating a valid product strategy, developing an actionable product roadmap, and effectively prioritizing features are undoubtedly important, these skills are not enough. You also have to successfully lead others and apply the right leadership styles, as I explain in this video. My name is Roman Pichler, and I have advised product leaders for over 15 years. Most of us have ideas about what good leadership is and how great leaders act. For example, at an early stage of my career, I was invited to an assessment center where my leadership potential was evaluated. The feedback I received was positive, but the assessors told me that to succeed as a leader, I should be more directive. Now, this surprised me, as I've never agreed with the view that a strong leader is someone who acts in a dominant or authoritarian way. But as this story shows, different people in organizations have different ideas of what effective leadership entails. Over the past decades, researchers have identified various leadership styles to describe common leadership behaviors. Understanding them can help you become aware of your preferred leadership behaviors and get better at choosing the most effective ones. Let's now look at 6 specific styles which are based on the work of Daniel Goleman. These are visionary, inclusive, affiliative, coaching, pace-setting, and commanding. A visionary leader leads through shared goals, including an inspiring vision, and such a vision describes the purpose for creating the product and acts as the product's true north that pulls people in the right direction. A visionary leader says, "Come with me," and lets people work out the details of how to get there. Being a visionary leader is particularly helpful when you create a new product or a major product update. It encourages shared ownership and responsibility. It provides motivation and direction. But this leadership style requires that people have the time and expertise and willingness to figure out how to achieve an overarching goal. This is not always the case, for instance, when the product is in crises or when people don't buy into the vision. An affiliative leader puts people first, creates harmony, and builds strong relationships. This makes people feel appreciated and it improves collaboration. What's more, applying this leadership style helps you establish trustful relationships, and it facilitates building new teams. It is similar to servant leadership, an approach that suggests that leaders should first and foremost care for the people they lead. As helpful as it can be to be an affiliative leader, recognize that caring for individuals and teams should facilitate delivering successful products and achieving the desired outcomes. Don't make the mistake of ignoring issues and avoiding difficult conversations. Instead, tackle them in a candid and empathic way. An inclusive leader involves people in making decisions and builds agreement through participation. This leadership style increases responsibility and shared ownership, and it leverages the knowledge and ideas of the people you lead. It is ideal for making important product decisions that require strong buy-in and for generating and evaluating new ideas. Examples are creating a new product strategy and building a product roadmap. Bear in mind, though, that if applied incorrectly, this leadership style can result in long-winded decision-making processes and delayed decisions. In the worst case, decisions are made by committee and weak compromises are brokered. You should therefore make sure that people involved in the decisions share a common goal or vision. What's more, carefully decide who to involve in which decision-making rule and process you want to employ. As I explain in more detail in the video, Make Better Product Decisions with Decision Rules. The link is in the description. Now, coaching isn't always seen as the job of product people, but it should still be part of your leadership toolkit. It helps you transfer product and domain knowledge to the development team and the stakeholders, and it is very helpful for developing junior product people. When coaching someone, make sure that the individual is open to being coached and that you provide regular feedback and guidance. Be aware that coaching is a process that requires time and commitment, as people work towards longer-term goals, for example, getting better at making strategic product decisions. If you require immediate improvements or if people aren't happy to be coached, then the leadership style is not appropriate. Pace setting means leading by example. You essentially ask others to do as you do, to follow your lead. The leadership style establishes clear expectations and high standards. It is useful to show people how a job is done, for instance, how to create a product roadmap, write user stories, or prioritize the product backlog. and it delivers results quickly. But there's a dark side to it. People may feel overwhelmed and they may worry that they can't meet your expectations. They may be afraid of making mistakes and not show the necessary ownership of their actions. After all, you determine how things are done. If it doesn't work out, then people may blame you. Unfortunately, that's not all. Pace setting means that you expect high standards of yourself and that you're never quite satisfied with your work. In the worst case, this can exhaust you and lead to burnout. As pace setting is a double-edged sword, you should apply the leadership style with care. A commanding leader finally acts in an authoritarian way and demands compliance. If you employ this style, then you ask people to do what you tell them. Just like the other leadership styles, it has its benefits and drawbacks. Acting in a commanding way is helpful when swift and decisive action is required. For instance, to address an emergency like the imminent danger of missing a critical release date. But the leadership style requires that you can correctly identify what has to be done. What's more, it can lead to a loss of motivation and ownership. Making mistakes is not tolerated and learning is limited. As the leadership style can hurt morale, you should use it only in emergencies. Limit the time you apply this leadership style to a minimum and revert to a healthier approach as soon as possible. So, what can we learn from the discussion of the 6 leadership styles? Well, first, that no single style is always appropriate. There is no one right way to lead. Second, we all tend to gravitate towards some of the styles and are usually less comfortable applying others. Third, to choose the right leadership style, be aware of the people you lead and the context you are in. A new team that hasn't gelled requires a more hands-on approach compared to one where people trust and respect each other. An emergency calls for a different leadership style compared to a business-as-usual situation. I hope that you found my advice helpful. You can learn more about leadership styles by attending my training courses and reading my book, How to Lead in Product Management. Thank you for watching.